Hey, what is going on, Team Acne, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be breaking down and responding to a very popular video at the moment. It is called How I Cleared My Skin in 30 Days Naturally. This is from Christina X Makeup. So we're going to dive into the details of it and see if it's true or if some of the things she's saying need to be refined and aren't quite true. So we're going to go through it right now. I want to apologize real quick because I just got out of the shower. My hair is a little wet. It's not greasy. But without further ado, let us just jump right into this.
Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming the highly requested, long-awaited video, and that is how I cleared my acne. So I'm just gonna get right into it. It was bad. It basically got to the point where I had the cystic acne in clusters on this side, my chin, all over my forehead, and it was so painful and inflamed and like itchy. And then after I started implementing these things that I'm going to share with you, the acne was halfway gone the second week, and then within a month it was all cleared.
Nice. I like that she's going to detail what she did wrong first, or what was causing her acne, or at least what she feels like was causing her acne, and then moves into what cleared it up. Let's see what she says was causing her acne.
The cause of it, I think, was mainly stress and poor diet, meaning I was lacking real nutritional foods in my diet, like veggies, fruits, and probiotic rich foods. So when you eat poorly, your body has to find a way to release those toxins, and one of the ways it does that is through your pores, thus creating acne. And when I was breaking out weekly, I would be stressing out about that, so that kind of all added up.
Okay, so the first thing that she mentions is that she was having a poor diet, and I definitely vibe with that. That's 100% on par with what I always talk about. A poor diet is not good for you because your body does have to filter out those bad things. So if you're eating like lots of microwave foods and fast food and things like that, things that are high in oil, things that are high in preservatives, artificial sweeteners, artificial colors, your body has to deal with those things. And putting a huge tax on your liver and your kidneys is not the best thing for your body when you are already predisposed to acne. So far so good.
So now let's get into how I actually cleared my acne. First, I recommend taking a food intolerance test. This will help you to figure out what foods are actually causing irritation to your body and to your skin. You can do this at your doctor's office, or there's at-home kits you can buy, but this will help you to determine what foods are causing irritation and inflammation in your skin and body, so that you can stay away from these foods that are causing you harm, or at least limit yourself.
Okay, I really like this first one. A lot of times when you come into somebody's video that says how I eliminated my acne naturally, it's always like, hey, I took this tea and this tea like fixed everything, and you should check out this tea and go buy this tea. So I was stoked to see the first one she mentions is a food intolerance test. If you guys have followed my channel for a long time, you know I always talk about how food does cause acne. It's not the sole cause of acne, but if you're already predisposed to acne and you are eating things that your body does not react well to, it will only exacerbate and make your acne worse. So taking a food intolerance test, an allergy test, is really, really smart. Basically what you do is like you either like do a pinprick of your blood, you use some urine, or you use like a cheek swab, send it into a lab, and then they'll say, hey, your body reacts well with blah 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 blah. So you know, you do really well with these fruits, or you don't do well with these grains, you do well with this, or you don't do well with dairy, whatever it is. And if you're eating things that your body's intolerant to, like if you're gluten intolerant, you can probably look through the comments. I bet you there are gonna be some people who say in this comment section, gluten causes me acne. Leave a comment if that's you, because if that is something your body doesn't digest well, then it's good to get rid of it.
For me and most people, those foods are dairy, sugar, and gluten. And I actually cut out sugar and dairy completely from my diet for the first month when I started doing this. But now I kind of just watch what I eat every day and try to consume the tiniest amount possible.
So she also mentions dairy, sugar, and gluten being foods that cause acne in most people, and also for her caused acne. Then she goes on to mention that sugar is something that she took out of her diet, and those things are definitely really big factors. For sure, dairy and sugar have scientific research that show that they increase something in your body called mTOR, which increases the amount of sebum oil production you make on your face, which increases acne. Gluten is one of those ones that you would only be able to tell if you've done, you know, an elimination diet where you take it out of your diet and see if your acne improves, or if you do a food intolerance test, because that one is kind of person to person.
Second, I recommend doing some sort of detox to flush out all of the toxins that have built up in your gut. And the detox that I did was just plain celery juice every single single morning before breakfast for 30 days. I did it for a whole month straight every single day. And I can't even tell you how dramatically that alone improved my skin and my skin texture. The inflammation from the acne completely went down.
All right, number 2, she mentions juicing celery. So you guys have probably heard about this. It's pretty trendy right now to drink celery juice. There's like a celery juice fast, came from Medical Medium, and basically this is like drinking only celery juice for 30 days. And I think that's a little extreme. I don't think it's necessarily the smartest thing to not eat anything for 30 days. I also think that, you know, a nutritionist or a dietitian would probably have a nightmare hearing you say that you're just gonna drink celery juice when you're missing all the other things that you need in your body, like omega-3s and protein and all this different stuff, right? But it is rooted in truth that drinking vegetable juice will improve your acne. So not only celery juice, but all vegetables, especially the dark green ones, because they have lots of really important things. So things like antioxidants, polyphenols, phytonutrients, and generally just tons of vitamins and minerals. I mean, I don't really need to like convince you that those things are really good for you. I'm sure your organs are going to be so happy when you have those things. But there are actually some specific properties that specifically will help you with acne. So if you've been following my channel for a long time, you know I like to do a little bit of extra effort and go into the research, find studies that actually back things up. So right now I found a study called A Review of the Antioxidant Activity of Celery. One of the first things that I want to bring up from the study here is it says, celery, because of compounds such as caffeic acid, p-coumaric acid, ferulic acid, apigenin, luteolin, tannin, saponin, and camphorol, it's hard to pronounce, has powerful antioxidant characteristics to remove free radicals. If you aren't really aware of what free radicals are, they are extremely bad for our body. They cause aging, they cause all sorts of different problems. They basically bounce around in your body and degenerate your DNA, basically degenerate your cells. And that's what causes acne, it's what causes aging, it's what causes, you know, as you get older, your skin to be less elastic, have wrinkles, things like that. So that's just by default really good. Later in the study, it also says, celery reduces glucose, blood lipids, and blood pressure, which can strengthen the heart. Experimental studies show that celery has antifungal and anti-inflammatory properties. Moreover, its essential oils have antibacterial effects. So right there, a lot of really good things are happening. If it reduces the amount of glucose in your blood sugar, that's really good because having high blood sugar is, again, not good for your acne because it causes you to overproduce oil. It also says that it's having an antibacterial effect. So that is great too because you do not want bacteria to be able to grow on your face. The acne bacteria that actually grows on your face is called Cutibacterium acnes, and so having that grow rampantly is not a great thing. And the final thing I want to mention is that celery, but also all the green juices that you can juice yourself, do have an anti-inflammatory effect, and I'm sure you can understand why that's good for your acne. It reduces your redness, swelling, inflammation of the pores is just definitely not good when you are trying to battle acne.
Third thing I did was I incorporated probiotic-rich foods, again, to help heal myself and my gut from the inside out. If you guys didn't know, probiotics are a good bacteria that live in your gut and help keep you healthy.
Okay, and finally, she mentions, this is actually a really good video. She mentions probiotic-rich foods. So another really good important thing to know is that your gut has something called a gut flora. The bacteria in your gut is known as flora, and you can have good bacteria and bad bacteria. Well, you do have both. What happens is that people, when they eat poorly and they don't eat things that are rich in fiber and also have probiotics and whatnot, they will have a larger amount of that bad bacteria flourish. When you have a bad bacteria that is overgrown, you can have something called leaky gut syndrome. You can definitely look up leaky gut syndrome on Google if you want to learn more about it. I will probably also do a video about it here on my channel. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments below. Okay, then she goes in and mentions some of the probiotic foods that she does like to eat. And probiotic foods basically are fermented foods that have good bacteria living in the foods. I know it sounds kind of gross, kind of weird, but literally there's germs everywhere. It's fine, you're always eating living things. When you are having something like kimchi, which is like a fermented cabbage, or like miso paste, which you'll get at like a lot of the sushi places, like the soup and things like that. You can also get fermented coconut yogurts. You can also just get probiotic pills themselves or kombucha. All these things, again, do the same thing. They feed that good bacteria in your gut flora, and that is just good for you to have a bigger amount of that good bacteria.
These three are honestly like the power team I feel like this is all you need. The first one I'm going to talk about is vitamin A. You can take this by taking foods that have vitamin A in it, but I chose to take the pill form. Vitamin A promotes healthier new skin cell growth, and it strengthens your skin's tissue from within. It also fights inflammation, which is what acne is.
Okay, the final thing that she mentions is taking some vitamins, and the first one she mentions is vitamin A. She says you can eat them, which I like that she said, because definitely if you can eat your vitamins, you should definitely get them in that way. It's always the most bioavailable form, and it's always the healthiest way to do it. So like carrots and things like that. And if you're juicing, you're definitely getting your vitamin A in. What she mentions after that about what vitamin A does for your skin definitely vibes with me, so I won't need to correct anything here. We'll move on to the next vitamin.
Next vitamin I want to tell you about is vitamin B5, also known as pantothenic acid. This one is as effective as the drug Accutane in treating acne because it also works at the very first stage of acne formation.
Vitamin B5, I feel like this one is very talked about right now. It's very trendy. I just made a video responding to that very viral vitamin B5 video that mom made about her child. If you haven't seen that video, go back on my channel about 2 videos and watch that. It's very informative. I'll give you all the research and stuff that there is about B5. But B5 has been shown in some people in an anecdotal, meaning experience cases, not science quite yet, to improve people's acne. So just by default, taking some of that I think maybe could improve your acne, but I don't know if I would necessarily stand behind this one. When it comes to the B5 acne protocol, you are definitely taking tons of it, not a small little bit or a daily amount. So I'm not sure if this necessarily would cause you to stop breaking out as much. I think you might have to do the full Monty and take a lot of it, but it never hurts, you know. Also, vitamin B5 is found in a lot of multivitamins and just B complexes, so you don't necessarily, if you're doing it the way she's saying, where you're just taking a daily dose of it, you don't necessarily need to buy B5. You could get it from a lot of different supplements.
Next one I want to talk about is zinc. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. What zinc actually does is it helps fight off viruses and bacteria, and it also has the same anti-inflammatory properties as these other vitamins that I mentioned. And it also helps with over oil production so that your pores don't get clogged. And if your pores aren't getting clogged by the oil production, then acne can't form.
Okay, the last thing she mentions is zinc picolinate. And zinc is an interesting one that she mentions here. Zinc is something that most Americans are deficient in, and you can see a lot of stuff happen when you take zinc. So when people are into fitness, they will generally be told to supplement with zinc and magnesium, and that's because, again, people are usually deficient in those, and zinc helps you to naturally produce your hormones like testosterone. So sometimes when people take ZMA, zinc and magnesium, they actually see an increase in their acne because they do have testosterone, more testosterone flowing in their blood. So this one actually could cause you to have acne, so I would say be very careful about this. So I wanted to bring up a study called Zinc Therapy in Dermatology, a review. This goes through a ton of research that has been made with zinc and just all sorts of different things that zinc does. And basically at the end it says that therapeutically zinc can be used both topically and in systemic form for a large number of dermatological disorders. Its efficacy or its effectiveness in treating acne perhaps remains the most studied despite varied results. So with that statement right there, basically we don't have the full-on science yet that is for sure one way or the other.
Lastly, let's talk about the topical treatments that I was doing. So I basically stopped using all of my skincare and I just stuck to 2 or 3 products every night because I was overwhelming my skin with so many products every single night. So by reducing the amount of products I was using every single night on my skin, it actually sped up the process of my healing and my skin was way less irritated.
All right, and then the last thing that she mentions in her video is just that she decided to stop taking so many different skincare products and reduce herself down to a little bit more of a minimal, I guess, product regimen routine. And I definitely vibe with that. I definitely agree with that. You guys probably seen it a million times at the end of my videos, probably heard me talk about it before, but I'm signed up and affiliated with a company called Banish, and the reason that I'm with them, because you guys know I love my science, is I've gone through every single one of their products, looked at every ingredient, and found studies that back up the ingredients used in the products so that when they say it does something, I am sure that it actually does do those things. I would never talk about a product that doesn't have science behind the ingredients that they're actually using in the product. So that being said, if you are interested, definitely check out Banish. They have products that help with inflammation and redness, as well as scarring after you have gone through your acne and you're trying to get rid of those scars, which is definitely where I am. I've been using it for a little bit over a year. Use my code, which is Brian5, which will get you $5 off your order, and use the link in the description below. But that is it. Sometimes when I make these response videos, I actually expect there to be a lot of pseudoscience, a lot of like, you know, people just give their advice and it's not really warranted. There's no science behind it. They just kind of cleared up and then they feel like they can tell you anything. I really like this video, so definitely kudos. I think this is an awesome one, Christina. Thank you for putting this video up. I think it's probably doing amazing things for the million people who have seen it, so that is really, really awesome. And I enjoyed responding to this because I feel like those of you who are watching also got a lot of those benefits from watching this, and you see those 3 things that she mentioned, and I definitely vibe behind those things and support those things too, so try those out. All right, that brings us to the end of this video. If you would like to see me do more responses to the acne videos that are out there on the tubes, let me know what YouTube video that you would like me to do a response on. And if you have any tips that you think would help other people eliminate or just improve their acne, leave them in the comments below because that's what the community is for. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give a big old thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Remember, you're not alone, you are beautiful, and you're a part of Team Acne. I'll see you in the next video.